Hey guys, BJTHEBRAVE here. Welcome back for another Shadowverse video, and today it is the turn of Runecraft. We're going to be going through the class cards and giving them the usual reaction and review rating. Bear in mind guys, as I said on all the other videos, if you've not seen those, go and check them out on the channel. It is only a few days into the release of Rise of Legends expansion, so obviously it's all very new, right? So take this with a little bit of a pinch of salt. I've definitely been wrong about a few cards so far, but I have played quite a bit of Runecraft, so I feel a bit more confident in the scores today. So just quick reminder, we're scoring 1 to 5. A 5 out of 5 is like an S tier meta-defining card. A 4 means it's a really good, really solid card. Probably a majority of meta decks will be made up of 4s. 3s are kind of situationally good, so in the right situation they can be good. Outside of that, they can be a little bit meh, so they're kind of like okay. A 3 is like okay. 2 is a bad card. Doesn't mean you might not play a bad card every now and again, but overall a pretty bad card, and 1 is kind of unplayable. Right, let's jump on in. So first up, we've got Foresight. I do think Foresight is in most decks, to be honest, because if you're playing the Spellboost deck, right, for 1, you are boosting everything in your hand and you're drawing a card and replacing yourself, so it's kind of the perfect 1-drop in a Spellboost deck. I'm not sure about the Earthright, whether you play it every time, but overall I think this is a really strong card. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's a good card. Stormy Blast is, I mean, to be honest, I've got to rate this as a 5 out of 5. The only thing that holds me back and makes me think you could call this a 4.5 is that I've seen some decks only running 2 copies, because sometimes it can just sit in your hand, like, because it can go unlimited and it can end up doing 20 odd damage. You end up holding it, or I don't know, this is not the right target. Sometimes you can wishing that you had something proactive to play. But honest to God, for one play point, the fact that this could, you know, kill a 20 health unit, I mean, it's got to be a 5, right? Next up, we have got the Witch's New Brew. Okay, so basically we play this down and it draws a card immediately. So it replaces itself for 1 is not always not bad, right? But then the ability is Engage. So if we spend an extra 1, we can select the card. That's what Engage does, and then it'll give you gain an Earth Sigil. And obviously we build up Earth Sigils, almost like a points on one amulet. They just accumulate, and then whenever we want to cash those in, we can play a card that has Earth Rite abilities, and it'll say like Earth Rite 3, and it'll cost you 3 sigils. Okay, so overall, I do think Witch's Brew is a nice card. Obviously, you don't run this in a sort of spell boost deck, which is kind of like meta at the minute. But in the Earth decks, it's going to be pretty solid. I think it's a 3.5 to 4. Next up, we have got the Apprentice Astrologer. It's a 2/2 for 2, always good stats. Select a card in your hand and return it to deck. Draw a card and gain an Earth Sigil. So very good, very good 2-drop this in an Earth. If we're playing for sigils, I'd say it's like a 4, to be honest. Next up, we've got Miss Miranda. And Miss Miranda is great in the spell boost decks. Why? Because she's a solid 2-drop, right, with a 2/2 and automatically spell boost in your hand. That in itself is really good. But then she's a potential evolve target as well, because she will actually deal 3 damage to a unit. So she can help you clear. You know, you evolve her on 4, she becomes a 4/4 with able to charge straight away and attack, and deals 3 damage. So yeah, great card. I think Miranda is a... What do we score her as? She's easily a 4. Is she potentially a 5 for a 2-drop? I mean, I'll call her a 4. She's a very strong 4, probably a 4.5. Next up, we got Truth Summons. Card's all right. It's a 2/2 again. The Clay Golem is a 2/2, right? But what you're doing is, what's good about this is that you're actually playing it as a spell. So you are spell boosting everything. I think this is okay. It's a 3-drop. I probably wouldn't play it if we weren't trying to do spell boost, but in spell boost decks, it's definitely a good 2-drop. I mean, like I say, it's not lighting the world on fire, but yeah, I'd give it a 3. It's okay. Radiant Rainbow. So this card's interesting, because when I first saw this, I was like, oh, it's a 5. This is definitely a 5. And then I'm like, well, actually, I think I was a little bit higher. Don't get me wrong, this is definitely good, but I think I'm going to give this a 3.5 to 4. It is giving you an extra spell boost, right? So as well as being a spell, it gives spell boost to one thing, right? So it's like a double spell boost, so it's good to put on Dclimbs and whatever you need in a pinch, basically, like a William if you need AoE, that type of thing. But obviously it replaces itself as well. So, you know, I think it is good. It's not as amazing as I first saw this. I thought it's definitely a 5, but I'm actually going to say I think it's about a 3.5. Okay, where are we? Here we are. Next up, we got the Dazzling Rune Knight. Yeah, this is a fanfare. I think if you play like a hybrid deck, this could be good because it gives you option of spell boost or Earthright. In a pure spell boost deck, I don't think it's quite good enough. It's quite expensive for what it's doing. There's better ways of getting it. I feel like it's a 2.5 to 3, this card. I'd say it's a 3 in like a hybrid deck, but outside of that, it's pretty much a 2. The Owl Summoner, gain an Earth Sigil. It's a 3/3 for 3. And evolve, select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 5 damage. So really nice evolve target if you're running the Earth decks. How do I rate this card? I feel like overall, I mean, obviously you're never playing a spell boost deck, so that in itself is not great because that's the best deck at the minute. But I'd say this is like a 2.5 to 3, somewhere around there. It is a nice evolve ability, but are there better things you want to be evolving? I mean, I'd say it's about a 2.5. Yeah. Next up, we've got the Sageelike Teachings. Now, again, in an Earthright deck, this is very good card. But even in a Runecraft, you know, in Rune Boost, it's kind of like pretty good because obviously in that deck, all we can really do is restore health to leader. But we're actually getting spell boost as well on everything, right? Because it's a spell. So I think actually because we kind of draw deep into the deck and we are in danger of being aggroed down. So I do think that in some of the top meta spell boost decks that this does make it in. May not be 3 copies, but certainly a couple. So I'd say overall this is a 3. This card. Next up, Homework Time. Card's fantastic. Fantastic card. I mean, you think most cards are a 3-drop to draw 2 cards. Well, this does that, but it's also spell boosting your deck, right? So it's already better than just the standard 3 for 2 cards for 3. And then if we've spell boosted this up to 5, this changes and it becomes this. Looking Smart, which is essentially the same thing but only costing you 1. So it costs 1 to draw 2, and now it deals 2 as well. Guys, this is a 5 out of 5. You cannot get more value in a 3-drop than that, especially when it's not actually a 3-drop. It's actually a 1-drop. But by the way, if you are playing this, don't feel bad about playing it for 3 early game. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, this is a 5 out of 5 for sure. And then we've got Remy and Ramy, and this card is again, it's designed for the Earthright decks, and it's Fanfare, Earthright 1, so it'll cost you 1 Earthright, and it says summon a Guardian Golem. And that is the 3/3 Golem. So yeah, I mean 3/3 and 4/4, so it's 7/7 worth of stats, and it cost you 4 plus an Earthright. If you do super evolve this though, it actually makes the Golem a +++3. So it's actually a good cheap super evolve for sure. I'd say overall this is probably I think it's about a 4. Yeah, I think it's a 4 overall, to be honest. Starai Penguin Wizard's pretty good. I'd say it's a 3 overall. It's okay. You can definitely play it in your Rune decks, and it keeps drawing you 2 cards. But only thing is that at 4, it's just a little bit. You know, the stats aren't great at this stage in the game, and then also if you're evolving. Which can be useful to do that and get that tiny 2 spell boost, but again you're kind of losing tempo in a sense. I don't know, I feel like it's a 3. It's not a bad card, but I wouldn't say it's a good card either, so I'm pretty happy with calling this a 3 out of 5. Next up, we've got a Levvice, Sageelike Ward. This is an Earthright 2/2 for 4 play points, and it says Earthright 2, so it will cost you 2 more, but you evolve the follower, so you can basically evolve it without having to use an evolve point. That's the key here. And when you do evolve, you deal 4 damage to a random enemy, and you recover 2 player points, making this then all of a sudden only cost 2. So you can play this for 2 if you've got the Earthright, evolve, and deal 4 damage. So it's a 2/2 for 2, deal 4 damage. I mean, the only question mark, I mean, obviously it's packed with value. The only question mark is is that what you want to be spending your 2 Earthrite on? But yeah, it certainly could be, right, if you've got something that needs removing at 4. So I'd give this like a 4 out of 5 overall. Next up, Arcane Eruption. It's an AoE, deal 2 damage to all followers, but it does cost you Earthrite 1 to then draw a card. Yeah, I think this could be good. Again, I probably wouldn't run it in a pure Spellboost deck, so we don't see this that often at the minute. But I do think that if Earthrite gets better or becomes more prevalent, that you will start to see this for sure. And especially if things like Forest and Sword take over the meta, this will be a good tech card for sure. All right, so next up, Runeblade Conductor. You know, this card really hurts my head. I lost a game to a guy who had spell boosted this to 17, right? So you play this down after being spell boosted to high heaven, because it gets +1/1 every time it's spell boosted, right? So you just drop it as a 17/17. Now, if like I did in that game, you have no hard removal, it's just game over, right? So you can't say it's a terrible card when it can do that. And obviously it acts a bit like hard removal, but you've got to have had it in hand and you've got to have boosted it. So it feels good in a very turbo boosty type of deck. If you've not seen my turbo boost deck guide, then check that out on the channel. I'll try and pop a link at the end of this. It can be pretty good in that, but overall I think this is, I can't decide whether this is a trap card or whether it's a good card. I feel like it's great. I feel like it's like a 2.5. That's where I'm at the minute. Let me know in the comments what you think to this card. It's got a tremendous upside, don't get me wrong, so it's a difficult one to judge. Next up, Emiloo. Emiloo's an interesting card. I really hated it at first. I really wasn't enjoying it, and then I realised that it's not bad. It's not bad. Like, the spell boost is reducing it, and you can absolutely play this in a spell boost deck because you can end up playing this for 0, or even if you're playing it for like 2, you know, it comes on, it's a 2/2. If you evolve, play a Golem, you deal damage. If you've managed to get a Golem down before, you do 2 damage, and that's enough. You know, if you're playing against like Forest and Sword, that can be really pivotal. So in that matchup, it's really good. In that type of meta, you would tech these in, but outside of that meta, I would probably drop her. I think overall, she is a 2.5, maybe a 3. Juno! Fanfare. Select an enemy follower on the field and deal X damage. X is the number of sigils you have. So this is a great payoff, right, if you're an Earth deck. And the fact that you don't need to evolve to get that, that's a really nice Fanfare, hard removal. It is only a 3/3 though for 5. However, it comes with a crest. And crest is, at the end of your turn, Earthrite 1, summon a Guardian Golem, which is the 3/3 with ward, by the way, 3/3 with ward. So you're going to get that over 3 turns. So this it's packed with value, right? Hard removal, and then you start putting up these wards. It's going to help you get into the late game. Yeah. Does cost you 1 Earthrite each time though to summon that Guardian Golem. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's like a, I feel like it's like a 3.5 to 4 for me. Let me know in the comments. Anne and Greer, Mysterian Duo. This is a 5, guys. She's a 4/4. She's a major target for Evolve because you bring her on, you evolve, she deals 3 damage to something automatically, then obviously she can charge, and she summons Anne's Summoning, which is a big 5/5. It's a temporary 5/5. It lasts till the end of your opponent's turn, and then it dies, but the fact that it's got ward means your opponent can't go anywhere. It comes on with Rush as well. So yeah, you end up basically getting 3 damage, then Anne gets to attack, and then the Summoning gets to attack as well. So it's 3 lots of damage basically. It's a superb card. Definitely your best mid-game card in the deck. It's a 5 out of 5. Next up we got William. I really like William. I see some people are up on it, some people are down. For me, it's like for a 6-drop, it's gonna have an incredible ability, right? It's Fanfare. You don't have to evolve it. If you want to evolve, you can spell boost to your hand 2 times. I very rarely use this on evolve, but you certainly could do, right? 7/7 charging, and then it's spell boost in your hand twice. But the Fanfare ability is just so good. It's a major AoE. It gets rid of a lot of like even like legendary card stuff that goes wide, you know, with like 4, 5, 6 health, like this just clears the board. It's super powerful. Obviously it can be a clunky if you draw it late and it hasn't been spell boosted. It's just sitting in your hand doing nothing, and that's the drawback. So overall, personally, I like this as a 4. I think it's a good card, but I know a lot of people are a bit more down on it and will probably say it's somewhere closer to a 3. Let me know in the comments what you think, but it might be fair to say it's a 3.5 just because of that drawback. But personally, I just think like AoE unlimited damage, that puts it in the good category for me. So my personal rating on that is a 4. Next up, we got Q1 Fivefold Master. One of the best legendaries in the game. I think this is a 5 out of 5, guys. So you can play Q1 on 7. You don't even have to super evolve if you don't want. But the good thing is, if you do super evolve, then what you do is you give this card Storm. So it already comes with Ward and Last Word spell boost 3 times, and now it can hit face. And then the other card, this one already has Rush, so this can deal 3 damage immediately. And if it dies, it spell boosts your hand, so you're not sad about that. And then this one's got Rush too, 2 damage, and if it dies, it spell boosts your hand again. And of course, Matey Boy, where's he gone? Q-on would, if you do super evolve him, he's a 6/6, right? And he's taking something out and pinging 1 damage to face. So overall, that is a superb drop to just drop on 7. It's an okay drop to drop on 7 without super evolving. And then the last bit is if it's got enhanced 10, so that means instead of playing it on 7, we can play it for 10. If we play it for 10, it destroys those 3 little guys that we just talked about, and instead it creates this guy, a Noble Shigami, which basically ends up being a 10/10 because it absorbs all the stats of things it dies, and it's got Ward and Aura. So and obviously you're giving Storm from super evolving to this guy, so it's a 10/10 that can go face. It can't be attacked with spells, and it needs to be destroyed before they can hit anything else. So yeah, overall, I mean, Q1 is just awesome. 5 out of 5. Demonic Call, I think, is quite a decent card. I'm going to say it's okay because it draws that 3/3 that we just showed you that can charge. And, you know, it's nice to have, especially because we can get this really cheap. If we've got it early and we start spell boosting, we can get this for 0, or we can get it for fairly cheap. So it's a removal in a pinch, and it's obviously a spell, so it plays into our whole spell boost mechanic. I think overall I would give this a 2.5 to 3, somewhere like that. Snowman Army, personally don't like this card, but, you know, like, again, like, this thing does get its cost reduced by 1 every time you spell boost, so it can often cost you nothing to essentially be, like, hard removal. Like, basically, you select a follower, and you set its defense to 1. Until the end of opponent's turn, it can't attack followers or leaders, so it freezes them, being a snowman, that makes sense, and it puts it down to 1, so it's a nice, easy ping for something. I mean, I'm going to give it a 3. I feel like that's being kind. Like, I personally don't like it very much, but it is a powerful effect if you're getting that for like 0 cost, right? Like 1, 2, 3 cost. It's quite a powerful effect, so I don't think I could say it's bad. It can feel bad, though. It's very situational, so I'll give it a 3 if we're being kind, but maybe more 2.5. And then we got the Blaze Destroyer. This card surprised me. I think this card allows us to do really good tempo cheats, right? Because we're generally just playing this for, like, basically between 0 and 2. If I'm paying more than 2, I don't like to do it. So generally, most of the time, I'm playing this for either 0 or 2. And for example, you can play it alongside an Anne and Greer, for example, and just create this giant board, and it's just usually too much for your opponent to deal with. Obviously, it's not a bad target for Evolve as well, coming on and hitting something for 8. So yeah, sorry, not 8, hitting for 10 if you evolve, or 11 if you super evolve. Yeah, really strong card. I think it's a 4. It's a good card. And then Dclimb. Dclimb is reduce the cost of this from 18. You're going to get this all the way down to 0. Sometimes you can play it for a bit more than that. But say you've got it down to 0, basically what happens is you, let's say you're on 9 or 10 energy play points. You play the stuff in your hand, then you play this, and then you draw 5 cards. You basically put your hand back in the deck, and then you draw 5 cards, and then obviously you recover your full play points. You go back up to 9 or 10. It's an insane tempo. I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards in the game, and I think it's a power level. I think it's a 5. Yeah. So that's it, guys. That's all of the cards in the Runecraft. Overall, quite a powerful faction. quite a powerful class right now. It's doing really well. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are there any scores you agree with or disagree with? And yeah, why not check out my other class card reviews while you're at it if you enjoyed this one, or check out this video next.